Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Nikki here, and today I have a little planner tutorial for you. Hands up if you're anything like me and you joined the planner community and just went crazy buying all the stationaries. Ha, that's me. Now, one of the things I loved buying was sticky notes, and I bought them in every shape or size. Here's just a small example. But I discovered that large sticky notes are actually useless, and I never use them. For example, this week I have this gorgeous little flamingo here because it matches the theme that I have used. But if I used that sticky note in my actual planner, I'd have no room for anything else except to write one little tiny thing there, which may be okay, but you know, some days I have more, some less, so I just never use them. So what I did was I made these little cuties, laminate and sticky notes. So if you have excess sticky notes, you can still use them in your planner, but you don't have to take up all your planning space. See how cute that is? The other thing is, if you have a favourite pack of sticky notes and you hesitate from using them because they might run out. For example, my absolute all-time favourite is this one from, whoops-a-daisy, upside down, from the Planner Society, because it's mermaids. I sort of hesitated using it because I thought, oh my gosh, this is going to run out. The other thing I've also noticed with sticky notes is that if you don't use them, it doesn't take long before the sticky doesn't even stick anymore. So look, this is an easy way to have sticky notes that you can use every week. And if your sticky notes deteriorate or whatever, it doesn't matter because you've got one. So they're really easy to make, and just have a look at this. I have so many of them. I love using little sticky notes, like for example, where have I got? Let's go. Here we go. I use little ones to do my forward planning, but none of these big ones were ever getting used. So I have made lots of these cute little laminated sticky notes so that I can use them whenever I like. And honestly, I've made plenty of them. So really, no matter what theme I'm using for the week, I've got a sticky note that works for it. Some of them, the smaller ones, sometimes I even use two. Very handy for meal planning. If you want to have a meal planning one-on-one, your shopping list on another one, then you can just whip it out, take your shopping list with you when you go to the shops. But have a look, I've made a ton of them. And they're really, really easy to do. All you need is a lot of sticky notes, or one or two, and some laminating sheets, and of course a laminator. Now, I'm not going to show you how to use a laminator, but I do have one little tip for you, and that is when you are placing your sticky notes, the other thing you can also do, if you have a favourite die cut or 20 and you really don't want to use them, it's the hoarding thing that we tend to do with pretty things, you can make the same thing with die cuts and pop them into your planner. But the only thing you need to remember is when you are putting them in the laminating sheets, and I've just sort of used a smaller one here as an example, just make sure you put everything as far to the right as possible, because obviously you want space left on the left-hand side to punch your holes. So of course these work perfect for ring-bound planners. They also work really well for happy planners and things like that. And if you don't have rings or anything that you can actually put the holes in, you can still make the same thing. Don't bother with the excess, and then just use a pretty clip to clip it into your week or your page, wherever you're currently at, and you can still use exactly the same thing. Now, of course, the multi-million-dollar question is, how do we use them? Even though it's quite straightforward, you can't use a lot of pens on laminate, and what happens is if you do, they smudge. So now I do all my planning usually with my favourite Sharpie pen, but if I use my Sharpie pen on these, it smudges, it just doesn't dry. So what I do use is, this is a Bic ultra fine permanent marker. Use a Sharpie, whatever you like. The reason why I like using this Bic ultra fine is for that reason. It has a lovely fine print, which suits my writing. Now, of course, you use a permanent marker. I don't want to buy coffee pods every single week, so how do I get rid of it? Now, there's plenty of things you can use. You can write over the top with a dry erase whiteboard marker and then wipe it off and it will magically disappear. You can use non-acetone nail polish remover. You can use hairspray. You can use rubbing alcohol, but my favorite is this. It's just a white vinyl eraser, which I have in my planner cart always, and watch this for a neat trick. It comes off. A few little bits of dusty things, but otherwise there it is. Oh look, a couple of little tiny bits left there. Get rid of that. But there you go. It's gone. So a lot of people have, I think this is a Stabilo one or a Pelican. Cheap as chips, always have one handy because I find these great erasers when I'm using a pencil, and they work for your sticky notes as well. So you don't even need anything fancy to use them. So there we go. It's a real simple, quick thing to do. But if you make yourself a few, no matter what theme you're planning for the week, you're bound to have one that would work, or even just do a few that are, you know, quite neutral. And that way they fit your theme. I, of course, have lots of coffee ones. That's always my favorite. Also a great idea to make for friends. Or if you know, or you've got a planner friend who has sticky notes that you absolutely adore and you can't get them anymore, ask your friend to send you one. And then you can laminate it and you've got then that pretty sticky note. Or just make a heap, send them to your friends. It's a really fun thing to do. It's quick, it's easy, and it's a great way to add some extra space into your planner without taking up the valuable little spots. It's very valuable real estate, that stuff. Until next time, take care. And if you haven't already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this little mini tutorial, please hit the thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. See you next time. Bye.